Today, we're going to take a journey to one of our best kept secrets here in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. People are relocating, they're moving from our surrounding suburbs because they have decided they want a quieter lifestyle. And know what you're thinking, well, if they're moving, then is it still a best kept secret? It is. So you definitely want to write this one down on your top 3 places to consider if you decide to move to our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Let me give you a little inside scoop on this particular area. So it's a fusion between country living and city life because this particular area is kind of changing a little bit, but they are true to, right now, still very true to a rural lifestyle. And in a moment, I'm going to show you on a map so you can see that it's still close to the conveniences of our major cities and things that you might enjoy, because I know not everybody is into the country lifestyle, but don't worry, you're going to love it here. So here is another reason why people move here. In addition to the peace and the quiet and the tranquility that you can have, is the home selection. You have a variety of types of homes that you can live your life. So let's just say, for example, you like more of the traditional neighborhood. You want a community that may be the premier plan, you know, the kind with the multiple swimming pools, the sports courts, walking paths and trails for you to enjoy. But some people feel as though, I love my neighbors, I enjoy people, but I think I would love them more if they were a little bit further away from me. Some people like a little elbow room between the houses. So if that's what you're looking for, you can absolutely find that here. In fact, you can get multiple acres. Yes, go ahead and bring your horses. There's plenty of room for those horses to roam. Whatever you're looking for and whatever style that you have, I'm sure this place has it. Today, we're going to take a deep dive. Pros, cons, good, bad, things that make you happy, things that may make you sad, in this particular suburb, Haslet, Texas. Are you ready? Hi, I'm Tracy Sorrell, and as a realtor, I realize you can find a lot out online about neighborhoods. You can find out about, the prices of homes, the number of bedrooms, baths, square feet. You can get a lot of information to help you make that decision. But what you may not see is how people actually get around, the people who actually live in these cities, communities, and suburbs, the things they do, the things they enjoy. And that's where I come in. I get in the car, drive around these different communities and suburbs so you can have an immersive feel and experience of what it's like to live your life here. And if you like that VIP access, to get to know how people really move around, then you want to hit that like button. And if this is the first time to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be notified anytime anything goes down in and around our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Oh, and by the way, if you are considering a move in 9 days or 90 days, comment below, reach out to us, grab one of those one-on-one consultation links, and we can decide whether Haslet, Texas, or which of our suburbs is the best place for you to create your memories and call home. Well, one of the first things I realized that people like, I don't care where you're thinking about moving, that are, these things are pretty important to you. One is the things to do in and around your community, because I have a sneaky suspicion that you're going to do more than just sit in your home all day. So you have this beautiful home, you may have your custom swimming pool, but at some point you're gonna wanna hop in the car and go explore your areas. So I'm gonna cover that in this video. The other things that I know that are pretty important to you is probably the quality of education, because even if you don't have school-age children, you know that schools have a great impact on your home appreciation, equity, and value. So we're gonna touch upon that too. Crime rate, that's probably important to most people who are relocating to places. And we're gonna do a deep dive on, just the things that people like or may not like so much about living in this area. Now, one of the first questions that you will have if you're not familiar with Haslet is, where is Haslet? Well, let's take a look on the map so you can see where Haslet is and how convenient it is if you need to commute back and forth from your job or other things that you're going to enjoy just daily living. Let's take a look. All right, great news. Haslet, Texas is outlined in red, so that's a great point of reference. Though you'll see several major highways that surround Haslet, so that's really great to just kind of demonstrate how convenient it is for you to commute back and forth to work. So 287 is one of our major highways that will get you and lead you into Haslet. Now, 287 is going to have a much more rural feel in comparison to I-35 West. Now, I-35 West is a major thoroughfare. So if you're anywhere, if your home is anywhere situated near I-35 West, and let's face it, Haslet is small enough to, even if you're close to the 287 section, it's not going to be too much for you to get over to I-35. You would definitely be exposed to I-35 regardless of where you live in our Metroplex. I-35 will take you, well, it'll connect you to almost anywhere you need to be in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. You also have I-70 that will connect you to, if you're going more west, if you're headed toward Dallas, well, I-70 is one of the roads you're going to take because that will connect you to 114. So you have, again, just to kind of remind you, 287, and you have I-35 will lead you in Haslet, and then the other one is 114. You can see how these three freeways almost create a triangle around the city of Haslet. Well, now that you have an idea of where Haslet is located, I know the next thing you might be thinking is, Tracy, what is there to do around Haslet? Because you mentioned it was a little bit, country or rural. It is, but it's not isolated. So although there's not a lot to do within the city of Haslet, of course, you're going to have that occasional festival, and you might have the 4th of July parade. And it is Friday Night Lights. I mean, it is Texas after all. So you're going to definitely have high school football. But let's just say you decide that you're going to gas up the car and actually leave your neighborhood and you want to do more exploring. Well, these are the things that you're going to be able to enjoy and explore around the city of Haslet. Haslet is about 20 miles northwest of the city of Fort Worth. The city of Fort Worth is where you'll see the real-life cowboy on a real-life horse driving real-life cattle to the stockyard. It is such an experience you have to go see. And this is where we also have sophistication on the west side of our DFW Metroplex. You're going to experience fine dining, Sundance Square, 7th Street. You are going to be able to walk up and down downtown, because in many metropolitan areas, let's face it, it's not very enjoyable to walk downtown, or parking is a nightmare. But in Fort Worth, you actually can relax, enjoy, and take a breath. Well, maybe you're feeling a little bit more adventurous and you want to go to Dallas, because there's no way you're coming to our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and not experiencing the city of Dallas. Well, if that's the case, get a little extra gas, because Dallas is about 40 miles from Haslet. And of course, Dallas is where you're going to experience a lot of sophistication, a lot of great fine dining. It's on a larger scale than what you see in Fort Worth, and you're not going to move here and not go to Dallas. So absolutely. Now, whether you decide to go to Fort Worth or Dallas, whatever floats your boat on that given day, please know this. I want you to lean in and get all of this that I'm telling you right now, because you will appreciate me later. I can't wait to get the thank you notes. You will want to invest in one of our toll passes, some way to get on our freeways, pay to get on the freeways, right? So you can move around in our Metroplex, because remember, this is a major city. There's a price for free. If you decide to go the free route and not pay to get on the roads, then your exchange, the currency of free, is a headache and pack a lot of patience, because you're going to be stuck in a lot of traffic. Well, now you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, Tracy, thanks for the inside scoop of Dallas and Fort Worth, but what if I want to be closer to home? I mean, I don't want to drive 40 miles. Now remember, miles is not minutes. I don't want to drive 40 miles to Dallas or 20 miles to Fort Worth. Well, there's plenty that you can do around Haslet, Texas. One of the things is you're going to want to go and just explore and have fun to Keller, Texas. And Keller is about 9 miles from Haslet. And Keller is such a cool place to visit. It is actually known as our most family-friendly city in the entire state. And in Keller, you'll see a lot of parks and a lot of trails, and you can get some shopping done in Keller. But even closer to Keller is the Alliance area near Heritage. Alliance is where, commerce seems to emerge. This is where you're going to see so much shopping from Presidio and from Alliance Town Center. And whatever you want is going to be probably within those 2 miles. Movie theaters, restaurants, shopping, things for you, things for the kiddos. And let's say, you know what, I want something, maybe I want to feel a little bit more exclusive. I feel like having one of those days. Then only 15 miles from you is the city of Southlake. In Southlake, if you've done your research online, you know Southlake is what I like to describe as the Beverly Hills of Texas. And Southlake is where you're going to have that finer dining and maybe some more exclusive shopping there in Southlake. Oh, and one more thing. If you really want that Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Tiffany experience, well, just west of Fort Worth, you'll be able to find that in Clear Fork, where you can get some of your really nice restaurants. And you're going to get nice in Southlake. But if you want more of a national or global experience with luxury products, then I would definitely plan on trying out Clear Fork. And 9 miles from Haslet is the city of Roanoke. And Roanoke is our unique food capital. And this is going to be a really cool place and a nice place for you to experience, because you get to walk up and down the downtown Roanoke, experience a number of restaurants, some of our local restaurants. And it's just the atmosphere is so relaxing. Definitely in the evening you want to go, you can go any day, any time of the day, but it's really nice for evening stroll, because by then they have the lights out and you can see some things. It could be a little romantic, so I'm just going to put that out there. But either way, you're going to really enjoy experiencing downtown Roanoke. 7 miles from Haslet. Now, if you want something really of interest, if you feel the need for speed, Texas Motor Speedway is only a few miles from your home. And across from Texas Motor Speedway, you're not going to Texas Motor Speedway without experiencing a Buc-ee's. And if you've never gone to a Buc-ee's, you're missing out, and we need to fix that right away. Buc-ee's is like the adult playground. Oh, I'm telling you, wall to wall candy, fudge, nuts. They have some house, especially if you want to purchase something that says Texas or screams something that's Texas heritage. Probably you can find it at Buc-ee's. Now, Buc-ee's will offer you can buy barbecue at Buc-ee's. But honestly, being a native Texan, we're very particular about our barbecue. So go ahead and get some and let me know what you think. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget, if you like the inside kind of scoop about areas, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And another place you're going to enjoy is Tanger Outlet. So maybe you don't want to go to Dallas, Southlake, or Clear Fork. Maybe you just want a good deal and go to the outlet. Well, that's right over there by Texas Motor Speedway and Buc-ee's. Tanger Outlet is calling your name. And if you feel like you want to just get out on the water, do a little boating, then Lake Grapevine is 22 short miles away from Haslet. And I don't think you're going to be on this part of our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex without going to Lake Grapevine at least once or twice or 3 dozen times. It's pretty nice. It's a neat place to go. And the city of Grapevine is not as far as Lake Grapevine, but city of Grapevine is our Christmas capital of Texas, and it totally transforms during Christmas. But even if you go, no matter what time of year, that's another place that you're going to really enjoy, that historic downtown. You're going to like that so much. I want you to comment and let me know some of your experiences. And if you have been to Grapevine, downtown Grapevine, I want to hear from you. What are some of the things you liked most about downtown Grapevine? And I can go on and on and on about the different places that you can go and experiences that you can have around Haslet. But I think I've given you enough insight to know that you won't be by yourself at home and just watching horses or cows roam. Really, it's definitely not that country, but it's the perfect place if you want to unwind and unplug from the busyness of the rest of our DFW Metroplex. Well, the other things that people ask about whenever they decide to relocate would be, Tracy, what's the crime rate? What's employment like? How is education? And education, as you know, is so important, even if you don't have school-age children, because education dictates your home appreciation, because the better the schools, people like to gravitate toward that, and it does help inflate, or however you want to, appreciation, equity in your home. So with that said, I would like to introduce you to Northwest Independent School District. Now, the entire city of Haslet has about 4,100 people who call Haslet home. Northwest ISD, according to niche.com, has received a grade of an A for their overall performances. Whether you have a student who is collegiate bound, or maybe one that's preparing for the workforce, the military, or just day-to-day living, I think you'll be very happy with the quality of experience and education your child will have in Northwest ISD. I know what you're thinking, 4,100 people, how big is the school district? Well, it's bigger than you may think. Northwest ISD encompasses students from 3 different counties, Tarrant, Denton, and Wise County. So you have a plethora of people who are coming into the school district. So it's not just Haslet. Northwest ISD is home to 30,000 students, and it seems to grow about 1,000 to maybe 1,600 year after year. It's one of our fastest growing school districts. There are 4 high schools in Northwest ISD, about 34 schools. And remember, it's growing quite a few of the neighborhoods have elementary schools within the community, within the neighborhood. So it's a fast growing school district because Haslet is growing so quickly. And that leads me to diversity. This is another question I hear people ask quite often is, hey Tracy, is this a diverse area? Well, what does diverse mean to you? I mean, it is a small rural area, but as far as ethnicity and culturally, it is diverse because you're in our Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So if diversity is what you're looking for, you're going to have it in Haslet, but on a smaller scale. Because remember, the city of Haslet has 4,100 students. But if for whatever reason you like Northwest ISD, don't forget the whole school district covers 3 counties in about 10 to 14 different cities. But Haslet is so special and unique because it is located where it's right there near some of our major suburbs that are much larger, that would give you a greater experience than our smaller area that is in Haslet. So Haslet has it. Whatever you're looking for, Haslet has it, or it's nearby. And crime rate? Well, there's not much crime rate. Remember, there's only 4,100 people. If you do anything that is not in the legal realm, then I'm sure someone is going to turn you in. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that small. I mean, people do, have some sense of privacy, but I'm just saying that you don't see a great number of crime, not even much mischievous behavior, because it's just such a small town. But there are websites that you can go and research crime rate. But I will tell you, compared to other areas in our DFW Metroplex, because of its size, is a primary reason why there's very little crime in the city of Haslet. Well, let's bring this all home. Yes, pun intended. Let's talk about your home. If you remember from the beginning of the video, I mentioned you have a lot of diversity and variety in home selection for you. You can choose a premier community with, the multiple swimming pools, sports courts, activities year-long, year-round, or you can choose even a quieter lifestyle on a half an acre or multiple acres. Haslet has both available to you. But what you will notice in Haslet is an explosion of new construction homes, because the builders are answering that demand for people who want to move into Haslet, because Haslet has a fairly low property tax rate. So let me share with you what home prices are so that you'll have an idea of what you may experience. And before I show you that graphic, I want to just let you know that Haslet, not only is it diverse in what type of home, the prices are pretty varied as well. You can find something under $300,000 in Haslet, but chances are it's either older or fewer square feet. It's like anything else, location and condition. So there may be a reason why you're going to be able to find something under $300,000. And some of our new construction homes are driving that price up. So enough from me and my speculation and what I think and the reason why. Let me show you directly from a Texas Association of Realtors of the graphics and the numbers that they have crunched to give you an idea and a perspective of what you can expect finding your perfect home in Haslet. Now, this is the fun part. This is the part where we're going to see what you can get for your money if you decide to live in Haslet. And we're going to take a look at homes that, well, range in prices. We're going to look at those that are in closer to the $400,000 range, if that's your budget, all the way up to 1.5 million. And if you're like most people, you can't wait to see that 1.5 million. Let's start out with the first home, which is under $400,000. What you'll notice in new construction homes, and all of these are going to be new construction, is they all will have that large island for you to sit and enjoy and entertain. And you'll start noticing as we progress in price points, there are going to be some differences. You'll see differences in structure and design. So this particular home is under $400,000. It's at $369,900 with about 1981 square feet. Let's take a look at our second home. Now, if your budget is closer to $600,000, then you may be able to enjoy this one. This particular home is $558,000 and it's about 2,400 square feet. You will notice a different lighting package where you can see more of the designer type of package, double doors that lead to your office. There'll be some similarities, but you'll certainly see more of an upgrade with the nice beam that's in larger rooms, obviously with the square feet. But again, you see the nice islands presented in these homes. Now, if your budget is closer to $729,000, well, this may be the home for you. And this one has about 3,200 square feet. And what you will notice, and in all of our new construction, like 99%, you will have a landscape package. So you're going to have trees, you're going to have some of your landscaping. But the one thing you may notice in this particular home is that you have a brick and stone facade, which you will see more and more the higher we get in our prices. And the higher the price, you might be able to get that 3-car side entry garage. And just like in this home, and you'll notice the detail in the ceiling. Look at those beautiful ceilings, the beams. Isn't that gorgeous? And the large island. So this would be pretty commonplace the higher you get into the different price points. And you know you like those glass doors. You know, you can just open the doors and walk out to your outdoor living and kitchen. That's pretty nice. Throw in your custom swimming pool. Okay, let's take a look at our next home. And if your budget is closer to $39,000, you may enjoy this 4,200 square foot home. Actually, it's near 4,300 square feet. And this particular home rests on a half of an acre. All of the homes have the premier community where you have the multiple swimming pools, sports courts, the bike paths and trail. But I do want to show you the differences. You could have, at the very front of the house, you saw how grand the entry is. You're still going to have nice islands. That's going to be expected. But there are also details in the kitchen that you may not get in other price points. And then right here, you can see a staircase. It's a winding staircase. Let's get a better view of that. There we go. The winding staircase, Juliet balcony, different design features that you would expect in this price point. Obviously, the rooms are larger than they are in the other one. And now for the last home, I know you've been waiting on this one. This one also rests on 0.5 acres and is priced at $1.5 million. This home speaks for itself. So I'm just going to let this roll and let you look at this beautiful home here in Haslet, Texas. Well, now you have an idea of the different price ranges in Haslet, Texas for new construction. Now, obviously there's pre-owned homes out there, clearly, but I wanted to share with you what you can get with new construction because obviously pre-owns may be gone by the time you get here, but new construction, if your dream home is not there, they can create you a brand new dream because they can build it from scratch. Let's take a look at the market. I wanted to share this to give you a little insight about what you can expect in terms of how much to budget for your perfect home in Haslet. So as you can see, the median sales price is $800,000. And it has gone up, the value has gone up nearly 27% year over year. And to give you an idea of inventory, the inventory is, we're looking at 3.5 months on the market. So it may start to feel like a little balancing act as far as whether it's a seller's market or buyer's market. In fact, you can get an incredible deal from new construction here in Haslet, where they're offering so many incentives. So Haslet, you can still get a deal, but you're not going to have a fire sale in Haslet because this city can maintain and sustain its value. And you can see right here in 2024, there's a 6.9% growth year over year in Haslet. And then here, that's for actives. And for sold, we're looking at a 10% growth. So you're not going to necessarily, like I said, get a steal of a deal because we're still in the positive direction when it comes to growth in the city of Haslet and their homes. And this is important too. I want to just slide and show you this one. So this is the closed sales. And closed sales, we are seeing, active sales have increased about 31% and closed at about 108%. I mean, look at that up there. Wow. That is pretty high as far as closed sales and active sales. So I wanted to share all this with you just so you can have an idea of what you can expect if you decide to move to Haslet, because I know what you're thinking. Because you're thinking, like many buyers think, is this, still a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market with the mortgage rates? People are going to be desperate. They're going to give me this great, sweet deal. That just may not exist because remember, demand in certain communities naturally will help the prices and appreciation to maintain and go up steadily upward. So if you are thinking about moving in Haslet or a similar community, you don't want to hit pause. Give me a call right now and let's find you your perfect home. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our tour of pros and cons and things you can do in and around our city of Haslet. And to kind of get a reality of the city of Haslet, because I know that you can easily find basic things about how much, homes may cost based on square feet and things like that. But sometimes you might not understand what that driving force is behind it. And what may be even more important to you is how people move around in and around a given place. I can tell you the cons of Haslet, well, there are a couple. One is if you're used to having, somewhere convenient for you as far as a bus route, you're not going to find that in Haslet. There's no public transportation. If you consider grabbing an Uber or Lyft as public transportation, then yes, they have that. But if you are coming from a community where you rely on public transportation, you're just not going to find it in Haslet, and you're not going to find that in many of our suburbs north of Fort Worth. That might be, from your perspective, a negative. But think about it. You are in Texas. We have cars. So not having a city bus or anything like that is not a detriment to people in Texas. I mean, we get our license at 15. And the other thing that you may find, may cause you a little pause, that may be another con, could be that there's just not a lot to do in the city of Haslet. But there are plenty of things to do around the city of Haslet. So you're not going to be bored, but if you're not used to it, you don't prefer to get out and explore, then you might be at a slight disadvantage. But you're looking at Haslet because you're looking at a suburb. And by definition, a suburb is a slower pace. So overall, I think Haslet is a wonderful place for you to consider relocating to. Listen, I want to help you whether you decide Haslet is the right place or any other place in our DFW Metroplex. That's what I do. So if you're thinking about moving in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, comment below. Don't forget to grab that one-on-one consultation link so you and I can have a discussion. Maybe you want more of a city life. Maybe, you don't want too much of a rural life. You like, some of the goods, some of the pros, but you're not quite sure. Whatever the case is, let's go ahead and do that one-on-one so I can help you realize if Haslet, or maybe there's another community, is the best place for you to create your memories and call home.